At the far end of the hall stood a massive stone door etched with glowing runes. That must be the way forward. Trinity nodded, her voice thoughtful. But look at these runes. They're similar to the ones in the forest and the cave. Raptor approached the door, running its claws over the glowing symbols. So what's the trick this time? Another riddle? Trinity stepped forward, studying the runes intensely. It's not a riddle. It's a pattern. We have to match the glowing symbols in the right sequence. Sego tilted his head, his deep voice steady. Sounds easy enough. Where do we start? Trinity tapped the first symbol, a glowing sun-like shape. The door emitted a soft hum, and the second symbol, shaped like a star, began to glow. Follow the sequence. Each symbol lights up the next, but if we get it wrong... Perry interrupted, his voice rising nervously. If we get it wrong, what? Trinity hesitated. Let's not find out. One by one, they touched the symbols, each glowing brighter as the sequence unfolded. Perry stood back, biting his claws as the others worked. Last one. I got this. He tapped the final symbol, a crescent moon. The door shuddered, and with a low rumble, it began to slide open. The door opened to reveal a hidden chamber, its interior bathed in golden light. A gentle breeze carried the scent of fresh water and earth. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, its surface glittering with what appeared to be a map fragment. Trinity stepped forward, her voice soft with awe. This must be it! Another piece of the puzzle! Rexy grinned, his tail swishing excitedly. We're one step closer to the treasure! Raptor clapped his claws together, his voice eager. Let's grab it and see where it leads next. Perry hesitated, glancing around the chamber. Are we sure this room isn't booby-trapped? Sego laughed, his voice warmed. Guess we'll find out. Trinity carefully lifted the map fragment from the pedestal. The glowing patterns on the walls shifted, forming a new path leading out of the chamber. Rexy turned to the group, his green eyes bright with determination. Let's keep moving. The treasure's waiting. With the fragment secured, the group stepped into the glowing path, ready to uncover the next chapter of their journey. The group followed the glowing trail left by the map of fragments. The air grew cooler as they descended, and the sound of dripping water echoed faintly through the tunnel. Perry shuffled behind the others, his voice barely above a whisper. I don't like this. It feels like the walls are getting closer. Raptor smirked, glancing back. Don't worry, Perry. If the walls start moving, we'll make sure you're the first to know. Perry groaned, muttering under his breath. Thanks for the reassurance. Trinity held the map fragment up to the light, studying its intricate patterns. This fragment is more than just a map. It's showing us the way forward, but... Sego tilted his head, his heavy footsteps echoing in the nearby... in the narrow space. But what? Trinity hesitated. It's also warning us. The tunnel ended abruptly in a massive chamber. Floating platforms made of stone that hovered over the swirling golden mist, each moving in a slow, deliberate pattern. Suspended in the air were glowing orbs, pulsing faintly as if alive. Rexy stepped to the edge, his sharp eyes scanning the chamber. Another challenge. Looks like we'll have to cross this to keep going. Trinity studied the glowing orbs, her voice cautious. Those orbs. They look like they're part of the puzzle. If we touch them in the wrong order, it might trigger something. Perry backed away, his crest trembling. Trigger something? Like what? Traps? Falling platforms? Giant monsters? Raptor rolled his eyes, crouching low as he studied the moving platforms. Let's not find out. I'll go first. Raptor landed gracefully on the first platform, his claws gripping the edge. Easy. Just follow my lead. He reached out to touch one of the glowing orbs, its light growing brighter. Another orb floated closer, pulsing softly. Trinity called out from the edge of the chamber. Wait! The map fragment shows the sequence. You need to touch the orbs in this order. Left, right, then center. Raptor grinned, adjusting its position. Got it. Left first. He tapped the left orb, which glowed brightly before fading. The next platform moved closer, connecting the path. One by one, the group made their way across. Rexy helped steady the platforms for Trini and Perry, while Sego brought up the rear. his heavy steps causing the stones to wobble slightly. I started to think these platforms weren't built for someone my size. Perry clung to the edge of a platform, his voice shaking. Let's just keep moving. I'd rather not find out what's in that mist below. As they reached the final stretch, the orbs began pulsing faster, their positions shifting more erratically. Trini shouted urgently. The last sequence, right to center, then left. Hurry! Raptor darted ahead, quickly touching the orbs in order. The platforms aligned perfectly, forming a stable bridge to the far side of the chamber. They stepped onto solid ground, the doorway ahead inviting them forward. Trini let out a sigh of relief, clutching the map fragment tightly. We did it! The path is still intact. Rexy grinned, his tail flicking with excitement. One step closer to the treasure. Raptor smirked, brushing imaginary dust off his claws. Told you I had it under control. Perry muttered under his breath. Sure, because it's always so calm when you're in charge. Stego chuckled, his voice warm. Let's keep going. This island still has plenty of surprises for us. With the glowing doorway beckoning them, the group had pressed forward, their resolve stronger than ever. The doorway slid open with a soft rumble, revealing an enormous circular chamber. The walls were covered in intricate carvings, all glowing faintly with glowing light. At the center of the room stood a massive stone pedestal, and above it, a mural stretched across the domed ceiling. Trini's eyes widened as she stepped inside, her claws clutching the map fragment. This mural, it's the story of the treasure. Rexy tilted his head, his green eyes scanning the glowing images. It looks like it's been here forever. Raptor darted forward, his claws tapping excitedly on the smooth stone floor. Forget the mural. What about the treasure? Where is it? Perry hesitated near the entrance, his crest twitching. I don't think this room is empty. Trini traced the carvings with her claws, her voice thoughtful. This isn't just about finding the treasure. It's about proving we're worthy of it. Raptor rolled his eyes. Worthy? We made it this far, haven't we? Stego steps closer to the pedestal, his tail brushing the ground. Something tells me there's one more test waiting for us. Before anyone could respond, the pedestal began to hum, its glow growing brighter. The light, Coalesced into a towering figure, a guardian dinosaur made entirely of shimmering golden light. Its eyes glowed with a piercing intensity, and its presence filled the room. Perry stumbled backward, his voice trembling. I knew it! I knew this place had a guardian! Rexy stepped forward, his claws digging into the ground. Stay calm. It's not attacking us. Yet. The guardian's voice boomed, echoing through the chamber. Who seeks the treasure of Jurassic Island? Trini steps forward, her voice steady despite the tremor in her claws. We do. But we're not here for greed. We want to protect it and honor its history. The guardian's eyes flickered and let out a low rumble. You have faced trials of courage, wisdom, and unity. Yet one final test remains. Raptor crossed his arms, muttering. Why is there always one more test? The guardian ignored him, raising a massive claw. To prove your worth, you must answer this question. What is the true treasure of Jurassic Island? Stego looked at the others, his voice calmed. It's not the gold, it's something more. Trini nodded, her voice confident. The true treasure is the story, the lessons, the teamwork, the journey itself. The Guardian's booming laughter echoed through the chamber. You have answered wisely. The treasure is yours to protect. The light from the Guardian filled the room, and when it faded, the pedestal held a glowing golden artifact. A crystalline object that pulsed gently with light. Rexy approached carefully, his voice awestruck. This is it. Trini placed a claw on the artifact, her eyes shining. We did it. Together. Raptor grinned, his tail flickering. So, does this mean we're officially treasure hunters? Perry let out a nervous laugh. I just hope it's not cursed. Stego chuckled, his voice warm. What a way to find out. With the artifact in their possession, the group turned back toward the path. their spirits high as they prepared for their journey home and whatever adventures lay ahead. Chapter 4. The Ascent begins. With the golden artifact secured in Trini's pack, the group began their journey back through the tunnels. The once glowing walls thinned behind them, leaving only faint traces of light to guide their way. Rexy led the group, his tail swishing with purpose. We got the treasure, but that doesn't mean we're done yet. Let's stay sharp. Raptor darted ahead, his claws clicking on the smooth stone floor. Sharp? The hard part's over. Now we just walk out of here and call it a win. Trini adjusted her pack, her turquoise skin glowing faintly in the dim light. Don't get too confident, Raptor. Jurassic Island isn't known for making things easy. Sego lumbered at the back, his heavy steps echoing softly. As long as there are no more moving platforms, I'll take whatever comes next. The tunnel began to open up, the cool, musty air replaced by the fresh scent of the jungle. Perry's crest perked up as he glanced at the vines. I think we're close to the surface. Rexy nodded, his green eyes narrowing. Good. Let's get out of these caves. I'm ready to see sunlight again. The group pressed on, their pace quickening. The soft chirping of birds grew louder, and the tunnel walls grew wider, letting in more light. They emerged from the tunnel onto a rocky ledge. Below them stretched the dense jungle they had crossed before, with the shimmering coastline just visible in the surface, in the distance. The sight filled them with relief and pride. Trini unfolded the map fragment, its glowing patterns now dim. The artifact's light matches the markings on the map. It's guiding us back to the starting point. Raptor stretched, letting out a playful yawn. A map that leads us home? That's my kind of treasure. Perry squinted at the jungle below, his voice hesitant. Let's just hope the way back is as clear as it looks. Sego chuckled, his voice steady. Nothing's ever that simple. They started their descent, weaving through the rocky terrain toward the jungle. The warm sunlight filtered through the trees as they stepped back into the dense foliage, the familiar sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves surrounding them. Rexy took the lead, his claws brushing aside low-hanging vines. Let's move quickly. I'd rather not run into more Dilophosaurus packs if we can avoid it. Trinity nodded, keeping the map fragment close. Agreed. The artifact's light is fading, but I can still make out the path. Raptor grinned, leaping onto a fallen log. I say we take the scenic route. What's an adventure without a little extra danger? Perry groaned, shaking his head. Says the one who doesn't have to worry about being the slowest. Sego chuckled, nudging Perry gently with his tail. Don't worry, Perry. We'll keep you safe. As the group pressed deeper into the jungle, the golden artifact seemed to pulse faintly, as if responding to their journey. Though they had claimed the treasure, they knew their adventure wasn't over yet. The jungle was alive with sound as the group trekked deeper, following the path outlined by the map fragment. The golden artifact, now nestled securely in Trini's pack, emitted a faint glow that flickered like a heartbeat. Rexy pushed through with thicket of vines, glancing back at the group.